Hi, this is Larry London. Welcome to Border Crossings. And today we are joined by a very talented young lady who is originally from San Francisco. And she is with us today to talk about a brand new EP that's titled Barry. We'd like to welcome Rozzi to the Voice of America and to Border Crossings. It's nice to have you.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Now, first of all, you're an accomplished actress. I've looked at your resume and your bio. You've appeared in several different things. Most recently, you're opposite Kat Dennings in a Hulu presentation called Dollface.
Yes, I mean, to be totally honest, I'm not really sure I can count myself an actress when I played myself.
Right.
I came out and played myself and sang my own song, so it was a stretch. But yes, I was in that show.
Do they tell you anything about being yourself? I mean, how does one be themselves? That's got to be uncomfortable.
Not really. I think they told me, they were like, this is the shot. This is when you're walking out, whatever. I did have to go in and do a little post. I had to re-record some lines. Mm-hmm. And I remember the director in my ears was like, hi there. And I was like, hey, I'm Rozzi. And he's like, oh, you'd like to be called Rozzi? And I was like, no, I am Rozzi. He thought I was being method, trying to be in character. And I was like, no, that's just my name.
That's funny. Can you be more like you, please?
Please, yeah.
Well, we welcome you to the Voice of America, and we're broadcasting now to about 100 different countries around the world in many different languages. And so some people are meeting you for the first time. Some people know you very well for all of your music. Now, you began as a backup singer for Don Henley out of high school. How did that happen? How's that come about?
Yeah, so it was my freshman year of college, I guess. I was a background singer for Sergio Mendes and for Don Henley, both incredible. I went to music school and some of my teachers recommended me for the gig. So that was an amazing experience because I had never been on tour. I didn't know anything, basically. So
what did you learn as a backup singer? What did that teach you that you apply now in what you do?
Yeah, I mean, one thing was as the lead singer, normally it was nice to know what it's like to be in the band and have to kind of see what that feels like to be kind of on the other side. I think it helped me as a leader later. Mm-hmm. I mean, Sergio Mendes was so challenging on my voice. It was so different from anything I'd ever done. I also don't speak Portuguese. I mean, I had to sing in Portuguese, but I don't speak it. So I learned a lot that way. And then Don Henley was just, he was just so committed to perfection in a way that was really inspiring to me. And I was, just starting.
Well, you've been surrounded by some big name stars who've kind of been a part of your career, your journey so far. Adam Levine became a mentor of yours, somebody who discovered you and I guess signed you to a label. So how did that come about when you were only 19? Yeah,
he heard a song that I wrote. And he literally wrote me an email and was like, I don't have a label, but I'll start one if you'll be on it. So he really started my career. It was a wonderful experience. I got to tour with Maroon 5 a bunch. I used to sing the Christina Aguilera part on Moves Like Jagger every night. I'd come out and do that. And I learned so much from that whole experience.
A lot of pressure, I'm sure, being on the big stage when you're only 19.
It was scary.
They play for 50,000 people,
Yeah, I was used to playing frat parties at school. And then I was like, oops, now we're at Madison Square Garden. Okay.
You were writing poems when you were young. And so then your poems became songs. Mm-hmm. And then there was a point in time when from what I read, you lost confidence in songwriting. Why would that happen? I mean, you're so talented at writing.
Thank you. I mean, I think it's kind of like anybody who goes through adolescence, teenagehood, there's just a lot of self-doubt. And I think I was always a singer and people respected me as a singer. They believed in me as a singer to some extent, I guess. And I don't know if it's just being a young girl. Sometimes people don't believe that you are the one behind the song. I just didn't really feel like I had the support in the same way that I had in terms of my singing. And so I think I just felt unsure of myself. And it wasn't until I really kind of just made my whole life about connecting to songwriting. I spent every morning, I just did it this morning. I do it most mornings. I wake up, I get caffeinated and I write a poem. And that's, it, just like you said, it connects to when I was young. I used to write poems all the time as a kid. And I guess sometimes you have to come back to yourself. You have to lose yourself and then come back to yourself later, I guess.
Yeah, you drink a lot of coffee, I read. So coffee plays a big role in your life.
I love coffee. I do. Yeah.
So tell me about the songwriting process for you. I understand this new album, Barry, is going to be much more personal. There are songs that are, you dug really deep. when you wrote these songs, and I think the word aggressive came up in something you said. So tell me about Barry and how this differs from your other material.
Well, so Barry is like part 2 of my album, and that's just because the record industry, my label just wanted to separate it for the sake of that's just like, you know, you get to spread out the attention basically. So part 1 came out last year, and this is the second half, and eventually it will live all together as one album. So it is a continuation of that last half that I put out last year, which, just like you said, very personal. I don't really know how to write a song that's not really personal. I've tried, and it never really works for me. It's like the point of art, in my opinion, is to express the human experience. And so for me, that means writing about my life. And it's always been a way, even since I was a kid writing poems, it's always the way that I kind of figured out how I felt. So I think on Barry, you'll hear me figuring out how I feel, which is a super vulnerable thing. It always happens. I write these songs like in a cave in my mind, alone. And then I'm about to put them out and I'm like, whoa, why am I doing, can I swear on this? Maybe not. I was just like, oh my God, why am I putting out this secret to the whole world? So it's very personal, definitely.
So, I mean, you write your songs, a lot of them in the morning. Where would be the most unusual or interesting place that you got inspiration for a song?
Oh my God, that is such a good question. My boyfriend and my cousin made me go to Six Flags, and I'm one of those people who like doesn't like, I don't like it. I'm not into it.
I'm a roller coaster person.
I hate it. They made me go on, I forget what it's called, like the craziest one. Any roller coaster person out there will know what I'm talking about. And I was in the front row, and I wanted to die. And so for the rest of the day, I refused to get on a ride. So I wrote some poems. When they go on roller coasters, I'd sit on the side, whatever, and just write a poem. So that's probably the weirdest place.
That's great. And I also read you wrote a song for a best friend. I'm assuming maybe it was Taddy. I'm not sure, but you wrote a song for best friend. And you said that if a tattoo, it's going to be a half a heart. Did you ever get the half a heart?
We never did. That's the thing about the song that's, I think both of us don't really want a tattoo. And that to me signifies how much we love each other. I'm like, if I was ever going to do something that I don't even want to do, it would be with you.
Wow. That's nice. I love that. I love that. Would you do a song for us?
I would love to.
What's the song you're going to do?
So this song is the first single from Barry that we actually just put out a couple weeks ago, and it's called Fflow. I wrote it sitting right here, actually, in this exact spot during lockdown with my friend Eric Leva on Zoom. And it's a love song about my boyfriend. So again, very personal, just right into my life.
All right. Well, here's Rozzi, and what's the name of the song?
Fflow.
Fflow on Border Crossings.
You're so hard it hurts. I've never said those words. When you're in your white t-shirt, I'm like, don't stop. Both hands on my face, makes my skin break out for days. Pray we don't fade away. It's that teenage thing I never had that would have ended bad before the time it takes to say love ain't just hate walking out the door. Thank God I didn't meet you 10 years ago, 'cause now I know I'm ready to flow. Stay steady and say you with your head down low. I won't sink this boat. Now I'm ready to flow, flow, baby. I'm ready to flow, yeah. These days, don't follow worries in my head. I just hang with you instead. Champagne in bed, hey, yeah. These days, the world is burning down outside, but I feel lucky all the time, 'cause you're mine, oh my, oh my. Hey, thank God I didn't meet you 10 years ago, 'cause now I know I'm I'm ready to flow. Stay steady, I say you. With your head down low, I won't sink this boat. I'm ready to flow, flow, baby. Yeah, yeah. It's that teenage thing I never had that would have ended bad before the time it takes to say love ain't just hey walking down the road. They gonna meet you 10 years ago, 'cause now, yeah, stay steady, yeah, I see you with your head down low. I won't say this, but I'm ready to flow, 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 flow. I won't give in to that. When we get lonely back, won't be no roller coaster. I'm coasting. Give me all your emotions. I'm not a door that's closing. This ain't no roller coaster. I'm coasting with you. I'm rolling with you. I'm rolling with you. I wanna flow, flow, flow with you.
That's Rozzi, and the song is called Fflow here on Border Crossings, and that's a song about her boyfriend. Does your boyfriend appreciate being sung about for the world to hear?
Yes, he does. He's an artist himself. He's an incredibly talented artist. So I think he understands the process. Thank God, because I write all about him all the time. So
What would you say would be the most interesting place that you wrote about, or a subject? I mean, did you ever write about a family member or a classmate or things like that? So tell me about this.
You know, actually, maybe this next song I'm going to sing is a good example. I wrote this about somebody I used to work with who, I don't know if he ever really knew that I wrote this about him, because it doesn't put him in the best light, to be completely honest. He just, it's a song about, you know, I found like I would kind of get frustrated with him, or he'd do something that would be wrong, and I would tell him that was wrong, and his reaction would be like, you need to calm down, you're being so intense, you're being so, you know, dramatic, and he kind of couldn't handle any emotion for me that wasn't super soft and gentle, despite the fact that he might have a range of emotions all the time. And so I wrote this about him, and it was when we still worked together, so I couldn't tell him that it was about him. And I don't know, we don't work together anymore. I don't know if he ever knew, but that's fun. You know, sometimes it can be tricky. Like I said, I write really personal songs, and sometimes I have to have a conversation with people, because it ends up being, I'm not just telling about my life, I'm telling about their life, and that can be a little tricky.
Yeah, it can be therapeutic too, writing songs.
Definitely.
You know, you can people release their emotions in songs a lot easier than just talking about feelings. Feelings are hard things to talk about.
Definitely.
But fun to sing about, I guess, as a talented singer like yourself.
Very cathartic. Yeah, it can feel really good to kind of release an emotion that way. I've done it my whole
Are
life.
you still in San Francisco right now?
No, I live in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Oh, okay. Well, that's where you got to be for the showbiz world, Los Angeles or New York.
Yep.
So what was it like adjusting from San Francisco to LA? Because they're a different vibe.
Oh, yeah. It's funny. Growing up in San Francisco, you think that there's this big rivalry between San Francisco and LA. And then it's kind of embarrassing. You move to LA and you find out that it's a one-sided rivalry, and LA loves San Francisco. And they're like, oh my God, you're from San Francisco. How awesome. And it's embarrassing because you've been thinking that you're in a fight for, 18 years. And it turns out you're the only one in the fight. But so LA was a little different at first, but what I fell in love with was like the ambition and the creative energy everywhere. Like everybody is making something and creating something and has big dreams. And I really love that. I mean, there's plenty of things I could complain about LA, but that is something I absolutely love about it.
If you weren't a singer songwriter, what would you be?
Nothing. I mean, maybe. Is this cheating? A writer of different kind. I might write essays. I love writing personal essays. I want to write a book of essays someday. I like writing all kinds of words. So something with words.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what's on your wish list. What's on the to-do list?
Yeah, that's one. I had that idea the other day. I actually joined like a writing class in quarantine that we're still. It's like kind of just continued on because we all love it so much. And I've been writing a lot of essays, and it's made me inspired to do something like that someday. I do want to act some more. I have been taking some acting classes, and it's been really fun. So we'll see about that. Yeah, those are some.
You have to have a strong skin to be an actress or an actor.
Oh my God, yeah, it's impossible.
A lot of rejection in that business.
So much, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I see you drew from people like Stevie Nicks and Beyonce. You got some inner strength and courage from those artists.
Yes, I love, I'm just like a massive fan of music in general. So I could kind of list my heroes. It would take me all day, but yeah, Stevie Nicks, Beyonce, Ariana Grande, Aretha Franklin, Lauryn Hill, Amy Winehouse. I love these, just like you said, voices of strength. And even more than that, vulnerability, artists who really share their personal experiences and I think that takes a lot of courage.
Now, Beyonce has a alter ego, Sasha Fierce.
Yes.
Does Rozzi have an alter ego? I mean, before you go on stage, you have to transform or no?
I maybe used to a little bit when I was younger. I used to watch live Beyonce videos to kind of get myself in that headspace because it can be so scary to go out there, But at this point in my career, it turns out I can't separate them because like I said, these songs might as well be diary entries. So I go out there and I'm like, if anything, I've been told by people who know me well that the version they see of me on stage is like me times 1,000. It's just every aspect of me heightened. So I think I'm actually just the exact same.
Seems like you have a lot of energy. Maybe it's the coffee caffeine. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope so.
You're very bubbly and very, very happy person. Do your fans have a name is there the fan club name for Rozzi?
They used to call themselves the Craniacs because my last name is Crane, but I don't use Crane as my artist name. So I don't really know if that might have to die. That might be an OG fan name. We need a new one. Yeah.
A contest. Name the fans. Name Rozzi's fans. Would you do another song for us?
I would love to. Yes.
What's this one called? And tell us the story.
This is the one I was talking about. It's called Madman. And it's that one that I wrote about that guy I used to work with. And it's really just for anybody who's felt like shamed for their emotions or felt like their emotions were minimized. Anyone who's been told to calm down when they had no need to calm down. This is for them.
All right, here's Rozzi.
Damn right I'm upset. Why am I apologizing? You're the one that messed up, but here I am compromising. You're so quick to criticize, showing me your angry eyes. I take it, yeah. But if I stand up for anything to you, it's just me being mean. I hate it. No, I'm not a monster. Sometimes I get mad, and I won't speak softer. Just 'cause I'm a girl and you don't think a girl should get mad, I'm a tiger. One step over the line. I just don't hold it, I fold it, I hide it away 'cause I can. Sometimes I get mad. Don't ask me to hold you, I'll be the way you think I should be. You don't like when I'm honest, just wanna hear me say I'm sorry. You love to put it on blast, but if I hear back, I show it, no. You only want me sugar sweet, what's good for you ain't good for me. You know it, yeah, but I'm not a monster. Sometimes I get mad, and I won't speak softer. Sometimes I get mad, and I won't speak softer, just 'cause I'm a girl and the girls don't get mad. I'm not a monster. Sometimes I get mad, and I won't speak softer. Oh no, just 'cause I'm a girl and you don't think a girl should get mad. I'm a target, one step over the line. I don't hold it, I fold it, I hide it away 'cause I can't. Sometimes I get mad. Oh, sometimes I'm mad. Yeah.
Why did you pick the name Barry for your new EP?
Oh, okay. Here's the truth. So, like I said, my boyfriend is an artist. He's a brilliant actor and he's also a brilliant musician. And he and his brother have a band. And they were gonna call their album Barry. And I loved that title so much. And the reason is because they grew up in this house on Barry Avenue, and that's where I spent basically all of quarantine because I was kind of in their little pod. And I loved the title so much that before I decided to steal it, I wrote a song called Barry that you will eventually hear on the album. And I couldn't get the idea out of my head, and I finally had to be like, I'm so sorry, but can I have the name for my album? And they let me have it, but I just 100% stole it from them. I can't believe they let me take it, but they're gonna have to name their album something else now. So that's the deal.
And you've got music on the album produced by Nile Rodgers, which is
yes.
He's a legendary producer.
Yes, yeah, that
What
was
was
a
it
dream
like?
come true.
What
Really
was it like
amazing.
working with him? Yeah.
So the funny thing is we've never met in person again, because it's like a quarantine, we finished it in COVID. But I sent him a song, he loved it. And we just kind of became like phone friends. We would just call each other and talk about it. And we worked on one song, it wasn't quite right. So I sent him this other one that he co-produced. It's called Consequences. It's on the album. And he does this raging guitar solo at the end that is just so epic. Because obviously Niall, he can do anything. And he started off just the tasteful, cool guitar parts throughout the song. And he's like, Rozzi, let me ask you a question. What do we think about a crazy solo? And I was like, yeah, are you kidding? I have Nile Rodgers on my song, please. So it's awesome. He plays the hell out of it. It's amazing.
Wow. So I imagine you got a lot of favorite songs on the new EP. You want to tell us some of your favorites?
It's really hard to choose. I have this song that opens up the EP. It's called I Guess I'm the Bad Guy Now. And I think the reason why that one feels special to me right now is I forgot about it. I wrote it a long time ago and I loved it at the time. And then years went by, life changed, and I kind of forgot all about it until the last minute. I was putting together the record and I was like, oh my God, maybe that song deserves a second life. And kind of in the final hour, I had to re-sing it and we redid all the stuff. We went through 100 mixes. It was down to the hour to get it turned in. And we finally got it in. And I think, I have my suspicion is that knowing my audience, and I think I know them pretty well, I think it's going to be one of their favorites. So I'm excited about that one. It's again, super vulnerable, but a little bit of I've never really told the story that I tell in that song. It's a new point of view.
We've got Rozzi with us here on the show. Barry's the name of the new album. In April, you can get a copy of the new album. Now, I'm very, interested to know that you've talked about the quarantine and COVID. What did that teach you? What did Rozzi take from that and learn from that experience, that horrific experience we've all been through, and each of us learned something different? What did that experience teach Rozzi?
Okay, a few things. First of all, I had to get better at piano, which was the silver lining for me because I was just alone in my house. I never used to do performances like this, and I had to, and so now I'm just capable, and I love that. I love piano much more than I did before. That's more of a silver lining than a lesson. I think, first of all, I'll just never take performing live for granted ever again, because that is the reason I exist. There is nothing on earth I love more than being in front of a live audience. and I missed it so much. And I knew how much I missed it, but then to come back and get to do it again, I really realized how much I missed it, because it just felt like I was missing a limb, and then my limb came back. It was just so great to have that come back. So that's one of many, many things I will never take for granted again.
All right. Beautiful. I love it. How long have you been called Rozzi?
My whole life. I mean, my full name is Rosalind, but my mom said she always liked the letter Z. So that was my nickname from the jump.
Rosalind is beautiful. That is a beautiful name. It is. Yeah. Not a lot of people name Rosalind. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Now, would you do another song for us?
I would love to. Yes. This is the song I wrote for my best friend, Taddie, as you said. She is like all my songs. This is just another true story from my life. She is my very real best friend. We lived together for years. And when she finally moved out, it was like the end of an era. And so I wrote the song for us because I think we were both sad, and I just thought it would be fun to laugh and like kind of make light of the nostalgia, basically. And I honestly never thought I'd put it out because it's so specific to us. But then I would play it live to embarrass her at my shows. And the president of my label was like, "That's your single." So it became my single. And this is the song I sang on Dollface, and it's called Best Friend Song.
Best Friend Song. Here's Rozzi.
I wanna go to a party and only talk to you. I stay at home on our phones maybe for an hour or two. When I'm kinda sick of everyone but you. Let's go to Sheryl Crow karaoke, it's all I want to do. If I was ever gonna get a tattoo, I wanna get a half-heart to match you. It's you and me, Teddy, and wrote a best friend song for my best friend. Hey, if you say you wanna do some mushrooms, I'll take what you give me cause I trust you. You and me, Teddy, and wrote a best friend song for my best friend. You were there when I cried over what's his name again. Pick me up, I was drunk, still a mess at 3 a.m. You hit me with your tough love. It was kinda mean but true. It's why I call you my sister. It's not just cause I look like you. There's no one else I'd rather waste my time with. Oh, if I was ever gonna get a tattoo, I wanna get a half-heart to match you. It's you and me, Teddy, and wrote a best friend song for my best friend. Yeah, if you say you wanna do some mushrooms, I'll take what you give me cause I trust you. It's you and me, Teddy, and wrote a best friend song for my best friend. Yeah, you will always be, yeah, you. There's no one else I'd rather waste my time with. There's no one else I'd rather waste my time with. Hey, if I was ever gonna get a tattoo, I wanna get a half-heart to match you. You and me, Teddy, and wrote a best friend song for my best friend. And if you say you wanna do some mushrooms, yeah, I'll take what you give me cause I trust you. It's you and me, Teddy, and best friend song. It's you. You know it, you're my best friend. Ow, you're my best friend, yeah.
Border Crossing Best Friend Song. That is Rozzi, who is joining us here on Border Crossing's tremendously talented actress, singer, songwriter. Now, you said you had a few roles and you're looking at maybe some more roles in acting. Tell me what you're going to read for next. I want to know. Give us the scoop. What script are you looking at?
I have no idea. I mean, really, I love you calling me an actress because I feel like you're manifesting my future for me, but I'm barely an actress. All my TV roles I only got because I also sang in them.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right.
But I'm going to take your words and make them true. And hopefully I'll have something very soon to report on.
What would be your dream role and who would you want to star with?
Oh my goodness. I'm a big Jennifer Lawrence fan. I think who isn't, I guess.
Yes.
But I just think she's so talented and funny and heartbreaking and kind of has all the dimensions. So she's kind of an idol of mine, I would say. Yeah,
she's very real. I like Jennifer Lawrence because she doesn't no airs. She's not pretentious. She's in your, she is take her or leave her. That's how she is. Kat Dennings is the same way. I mean, did something with Kat. She's very here I am. This is me.
I am. Yeah. And I think I relate to that as a musician. I think that's in a lot of ways the kind of music I make is like that. So I feel more connected to those kind of artists in every field, basically.
If somebody came to you and said, Rozzi, you got to pick songwriting or singing, one or the other, which are you going to pick?
That is awful, but I think singing.
Singing, great.
It would be horrible, but singing is my favorite feeling in the world. So,
do you like playing the big venues with 20, 30,000 people or the smaller intimate gatherings?
It totally depends. They're both amazing. The big ones obviously are just surreal and the energy can be really fun and just crazy. But at the same time, those really intimate shows have been some of my favorites in my life because you can see the faces and you kind of can connect very directly. So I could give you good and bad examples of both, frankly. I just love to sing for people. So wherever the people want to hear me sing, I'm happy to sing.
Are you professionally trained or did you just teach yourself how to sing?
No, I've been taking voice lessons forever and I still take lessons with the amazing Jeffrey Allen. He is the vocal professor at USC, where I went to music school in Los Angeles. And I still take lessons with him now and then. He's changed my life. He's amazing.
But you have a beautiful voice. You really do.
So much.
I love your music. I love the new EP. It's called Barry. Make sure you get a copy and check out, Rozzi when she's on tour this year. Now, you are going internationally, or is this going to be a U.S. tour?
U.S. for now. Hopefully international soon. I would love to do that, but U.S. for now.
And where do you want to play internationally? What's on your list when you tell your peeps?
To play, in the U.K. I would love to play anywhere in Europe. Really, I also would really love to go to like South America. I think that would be really fun. I don't know if I have any fans there, but I would sing on the street if they let me. I'll sing anywhere. So
well, I'm sure you have millions of views on the internet. So did you ever imagine one day millions? Could you fathom the number millions?
It's awesome. People? I mean, it's crazy. I think my Spotify monthly listeners crossed to over the 500,000 a month line a couple weeks ago. And that really meant, and listen, there's plenty of artists who have more than that, but it really meant something to me because I was like, those people consistently are coming back to listen to my music. And that is the only thing I've ever wanted, really, is to connect with people that way. So it is definitely surreal. And
it's great to connect with you today. And now that the COVID thing is coming to an end, maybe we can get you in the studio when you're on tour and you come to DC. We'd love to have you live in the studio. That would be great.
I love DC. My cousins live in DC. I love it there. So.
There you go. Well, you have an open invitation when you're back in the DC area visiting family or performing. Come by VOA and visit us. We'd love to meet you in person.
Would love to.
Do anything you want to say to the troops or to our worldwide audience that are
just all these songs you can listen to wherever you listen to music, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, wherever. You just look up Rozzi, R-O-Z-Z-I, on social media. You'll find me and would love to stay in touch.
And what's your website again?
This is Rozzi.com.
This is Rozzi.com. She is Rozzi. Thanks for watching Border Crossings. The new EP is Barry. I'm Larry London. Stay tuned to Border Crossings on VOA Television.